Tune in for some happiness. Tune in for some fun. Tune in late at night or tune in the sun. This is TFM. Get ready to rock. From AM to PM. Come on. Let's talk.
TFM 95.4.
Let's talk.
Live on TFM and the TFM Facebook page. This is the live feed of TTV. Let's talk.
Hello and welcome to Midday Update. Here are the latest stories from our newsroom. The Ministry of Health today announced the registration of 6 new coronavirus deaths in Oman. The death toll has now touched 539 in Oman due to the virus so far, the officials at the Ministry of Health informed. They also extended their deepest condolences to the family of the deceased. Officials at the Ministry of Health also announced the registration of 249 new coronavirus cases in the country today. This has brought the total number of coronavirus cases registered in the Sultanate to 82,299. According to the Ministry of Health officials, this number also includes the recovery of 77,072 patients, including 539 deaths. The ministry urged everyone to adhere to social distancing instructions issued by the Supreme Committee and the Ministry of Health, as well as staying at home and not going out unnecessary. It's time for a quick commercial break, but stay tuned as we have more latest updates your way. Welcome back to TTV. You're watching Midday Update. Oman plans to import the COVID-19 vaccines from various countries once its effectiveness has been approved, Dr. Ahmed bin Mohammed Al Saidi, the Minister of Health, has said. Speaking to Times of Oman, Dr. Ahmed bin Mohammed Al Saidi said that we plan to bring vaccines from different companies worldwide. Oman's Minister of Health aims to set up a framework on the country's experiences in fighting the COVID-19 pandemic along with other countries in the Middle East. In a video conference on Tuesday, Dr. Ahmed Al Saidi participated in a meeting involving the Ministerial Working Group of the Eastern Mediterranean region. The meeting aimed at reviewing challenges experienced by the countries in their response to the virus and documenting key lessons learned from dealing with the crisis and strengthen their scope of response in a way that contributes to the development of core health capacities in the future, with a scientific and objective approach building on the experience. The Minister of Health highlighted the Sultanate's unique experience in the significant support provided by primary healthcare programs that have contributed to sustainable levels of primary healthcare for the entire community. These include the country's expanded program for immunization, the mother and child care program, and others. Moreover, the Minister of Health touched upon the integration between the government and private sectors, which effectively helped to implement the decisions that have been taken to curb the spread of the virus. Discussions further addressed the impact of COVID-19 on the basic health services such as child immunization, maternal health, and chronic and communicable diseases, in addition to embarking on the explanation of proposals for improving access to these services, particularly in countries that experience difficult economic, political, and social conditions. The total number of positive COVID-19 cases in the Sultanate reached 82,050 on Tuesday, while the number of recoveries stood at 76,720, comprising of 93.5%. Meanwhile, the total number of COVID-related death cases stood at 533, the Ministry of Health said on Tuesday. The ministry also pointed out that 48 COVID-19 patients were hospitalized over the past 24 hours, adding that the total number of hospitalized COVID-19 infected patients currently stands at 458. Of them, 164 are intensive care units. Researchers from Ohio University, the French National Center for Scientific Research, and Max Planck Institute for Science of Human History are studying 8,000-year-old stone tools unearthed from archaeological areas in southern Oman and Yemen. The unusual thing in this discovery is that the technique used in making the stone tools is that same found in North America, but the antiques in North America date back thousands of years earlier than the one discovered in the Arabian Peninsula. The outcome of the international study published by Ohio University in its website indicate that two separate sets of ancestors of human beings developed highly skilled inventions without communication among them. The study affirmed that ancient people who lived in the south of the Arabian Peninsula 8,000 years ago invented stone weapons that were extremely sophisticated and that the weapons were designed in a manner that reflected the ancestors' great skill in tool making. The researchers who studied the pointed heads of spears and arrows made during the Neolithic era in Oman and Yemen discovered that ancestors of Arabs invented a technique of tool sharpening called grooving, which means sharpening the base of a stone tool by creating an internal hollow section within the tip of the tool. This technique, they observed, was used for the first time by groups that inhabited non-America thousands of years prior to their counterparts. The Public Authority for Consumer Protection has recorded a decrease in the number of complaints by 19% in the first half of 2020. A statement issued online by PACP said, the Public Authority for Consumer Protection recorded a decrease in the number of complaints submitted to it by consumers till the first half of the current year 2020 compared to the same period of the previous year 2019. This decrease is due to the increase in consumer rights awareness as well as the provider's commitment to implementing consumer protection law and his keenness to realize consumer rights. Figures by the General Directorate of Studies and Development indicated that the number of complaints reached 5,640 compared to during the first half of 2019. The department in SEEB had the highest number of complaints, standing at 1,576. More than 71,000 Omani riyals have been raised by the Peace for Beirut campaign. The initiative was launched last Wednesday by Darul Atha Association in cooperation with Oman Charitable Organization to support those affected by the recent blasts in Beirut. The blast resulted in the death of several people, injuries to many others, and large-scale damage to property. The total amount raised through the campaign stood at 71,123 Omani riyals. The campaign came within the disaster management program of Darul Atha to support cases of natural disasters at the local, regional, and international level. Darul Atha has earlier organized relief campaigns for Gaza Strip, Yemen, Syria, and Rohingya refugees. Maryam bint Isa Az-Zajjali, the chairperson of Darul Atha Association, said that Darul Atha aimed to extend support within the outside of the Sultanate. The Peace for Beirut campaign came within the efforts of Darul Atha to support the Lebanese people. She said, adding that the support to others during the time of crisis reflects the values and principles of the Omani society. Oman saw an 11.4% increase in the number of small and medium enterprises companies registered in the country between this year and the previous year, despite the economic impact of the coronavirus. The total number of SMEs registered with the Public Authority for Small and Medium Enterprises Development, known as RIADA, at the end of June 2020 was 44,448, which is an increase by 11.7% compared to the same period of 2019, according to the data released by the National Center for Statistics and Information. Among the governorates, Muscat topped the list with 34% SMEs registered till April 2020, followed by North Batna with 16%, Ad-Dakhliya with 13%, Dhofar with 8%, and the rest of the governorates with 29%. Exactly a month ago, we announced that Atoms Lab, an Omani emerging company incubated by the National Business Center, has succeeded in manufacturing antimicrobial face masks through 3D printing technology. The company has used materials produced by nanotechnology by mixing polymer and copper to get the antimicrobial quality on the masks. Yumna Al-Sharji, CEO of Atoms Lab, informed that during the first months of coronavirus pandemic, the company has manufactured more than 1,000 face masks, which were made available to beneficiaries inside the Sultanate, and a quantity has been exported to the GCC countries. The company has also provided Ultimaker 3D printers to units and companies that have embarked on manufacturing of personal protective equipment known as PPE, Al-Shadri said. Established in 2018, Atoms Lab is a technology solution provider in 3D printing and additive manufacturing. The company is an exclusive distributor in Oman for Ultimaker, Formslab, Markforged, among other printers. Continuing on the same story, we have Bassl Koukash, Chief Technology Officer, joining us, who's going to tell us a little more about the journey of Atoms Lab and about these face masks, but after this very quick commercial break. Welcome back to TTV. You're watching Midday Update. As I mentioned earlier, we'll be having Bassl Koukash, the Chief Technology Officer from Atoms Lab, who will be joining us in this episode, and who's going to tell more about the face mask that this company has made in the past few months. So let's welcome Mr. Bassl. Thank you so much, Mr. Bassl, for joining us in today's episode.
Thank you for having me, Madiha. Thank you.
So before we begin the show, can you tell us a little about Atoms Lab?
Okay. As you said, Atoms Lab is an SME specialized in 3D printing solution. Actually, we are a solution provider in 3D printing for different industries like gas and oil, manufacturing, and medicine. In addition to that, we also the authorized reseller for different technology of 3D printing like Ultimaker, Formlabs, and Markforged.
So, Mr. Bassl, tell us about the journey. How did it happen? Like, what happened? How did you all come up with this idea of printing face masks using the latest technology?
Okay. With the start of the pandemic, like months ago, the world witnessed a shortage of N95 and other PPE products, personal protective product equipment, like face shield and others. So, and with the partial lockdown for Muscat and other cities and countries around the world, the 3D printing were the only solution to produce such a product in a fast way.
And these masks, yes.
So what we've did, actually, we cooperated with one of our partners in Chile, a company called Cooper 3D, which is specialized in manufacturing antimicrobial filament. We use this filament to produce the face mask, and it was a successful product that was a sustainable and affordable solution.
So if I'm not wrong, Mr. Bassl, that these masks have been distributed locally for the doctors and the patients in the Sultanate to be used, as well as has been exported in other GCC countries as well.
Yeah, the mask we are producing is a non-medical mask, so it's not suitable. It's not the best solution for doctors, but for individuals, it's the best solution available. We supplied this face mask for corporates and individuals in Oman, in addition to some countries like Qatar and Kuwait, among the countries of GCC.
And how long did it take you to actually come up with this idea, organize, and then produce these face masks? And how are these masks really made?
Okay. the journey of producing the first prototype took more than a month to set up the 3D printing farm and to finalize the design that is acceptable and is sealed enough to the face. So around a month to set up the printer and to finalize the design, and it took us like 3 weeks to have the workflow in place.
And were you guys really sure that this is going to be a very successful idea, especially considering the COVID-19 pandemic? And there were so many competition, like so many mass supply in the country. Did you really think that this would be the right move to make?
Actually, since the start of the pandemic, we sold more than 1,000 masks. Actually, if you think about our mask, it's a sustainable solution. Like it's multi-use. You don't use it once and drop it or dispose it. You could wash it or synthesize it and use it again and again. You just need to replace the filter on daily basis. And you could use the mask as long as it's look good. And with the price of 5 Omani Riyal, it's affordable solution, especially for corporates and many individuals.
Mr. Bassl, you just mentioned about replacing the filter. So when you talk about these masks, so these masks are like plastic on the outside and then the filter is inside, or how exactly? What is the material?
Yeah, exactly. We are using 3D printing and antimicrobial filament plastic to print the mask layer by layer to make the face mask that you put it from your nose. It's 12 centimeter from your nose top until your chin. So this mask will cover your face in that area, and it have a sealing material around the area of touching your face. Within the mask, there's 3 layers of filtering that is equivalent to N99 face mask.
And these filters that you're talking about, these are easily available at any pharmacy in Sultanate?
It's available. We do supply this to our clients, and you could find it in any medical warehouse. It's available in Oman. Through the pandemic, we didn't face any issue having those available in Oman.
Talking about the manufacturing of these masks, how long does it take for one mask production, or how many masks do you produce on a daily basis roughly?
Okay, it takes around 5 hours to print a mask, and we produce 200 masks a week in our 3D printing farm.
So 5 hours for production of one mask, you were saying?
Exactly.
And during the whole process, is there someone monitoring the production?
Yeah. Actually, we have a team of, in addition to our employees, we have a team of volunteers who volunteered actually to help us organizing the mask, synthesizing the mask, and putting them in the final box to be shipped to the client.
And talking about these masks, Mr. Bassl, what were the challenges? I'm sure that initially you faced some hiccups. There were some obstacles that you all had to come through. What were those challenges, or if there are still challenges that you all are facing? Okay,
the challenges were in the time of the pandemic, where we couldn't deliver the mask to some clients outside Muscat because of the lockdown. But we worked with some logistic SMEs, like a company called Dalili, and after that we worked with Asiad Express to deliver our products of PPEs to all the province in Oman.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bassl. It's time for us to take a quick commercial break, but stay tuned as we are still in conversation with Mr. Bassl. Welcome back to TTV. We are in conversation with Mr. Bassl, who's telling us about this amazing technology that they have used in Oman to produce 3D face masks, especially during the time of COVID-19 when this was actually in dire need. Mr. Bassl, continuing with our conversation, you spoke about, final packaging, the process it takes and how long it takes to produce a face mask. How long does it take for you to deliver a mask when there is a order being placed in your organization? How long does it take for you guys to deliver the face mask to the receiver?
Truth, the day we announced the mask in Oman, we received like 100 of orders. So it took us like 3 to 5 days to deliver all the orders. But now, since we have passed the peak of the pandemic also, we are delivering the face mask within 1 day using shipping with Asiat Express.
How were your sentiments? Like, I'm sure the team would be thrilled to receive orders during the first phase of the production. How were the sentiments among the team members?
Yeah, actually, the volunteering team has increased week by week. Every week we are seeing more volunteer coming from the Omani youth that are helping us in making this come to life and help the people who are in need for such products.
Mr. Bassl, when exactly did you at Atoms Lab started with the production, and from then till now, how many masks have you all produced and shipped altogether?
Okay, we started late of May, and since then we produced more than 1,200 masks that are all sold and shipped to our clients.
And how is the feedback that you're receiving from the customers? Are they all happy? Are they all asking for more masks? What is the feedback?
Exactly. The good thing about our mask is since it's using this material, the antimicrobial material that is FDA approved, and it have insurance of killing 99.9 of the germs on the surface of the mask. So you are sure that there's no germs on your mask. That's a very important point. So that being said, many customers they believed that they're having a special mask that is killing germs, and we received a good feedback from the clients that some of them said we are the only people in the company that didn't catch coronavirus because we are using your masks.
Well, I'm sure that's a compliment and endorsement to your product when people come and tell you this kind of feedback, that they haven't caught the virus because of the face mask that the company has produced.
Yeah.
We already spoke about the challenges that you at Atoms Lab faced towards the production of the face mask. I want to ask you, Mr. Bassl, what are the challenges you as a business facing right now, and what kind of support or help have you received to overcome this?
Okay. Some challenges we had in the pandemic time were that some projects were postponed because of this situation, like government project, corporate projects were postponed because it's as not a priority now for education at that time. For example, manufacturing in some cases. So that was one of the challenges. The facilitation, the support we got from the Riyadh, let's say, as an SME incubated company, Riyadh offered us a lot of support, like in media coverage of our manufacturing journey of these face masks. Also, for companies, received some special treatment in, let's say, not paying some fees or whatever fees that are due in the pandemic time. So that was a good support for many incubated SME.
Mr. Bassl, we are getting a lot of questions on from our viewers right now. One is asking how can they order or how can they place an order for the face mask? And the second one is asking if these face masks are available in local pharmacies in the Sultanate.
Okay. Unfortunately, not yet. We couldn't sell this this product to pharmacies because we need some special approval to say that this is a medical product. Since, as I said in the beginning, it's non-medical product. It's just PPE. For ordering such a product, it's very easy. You just go to our website. It's 4atoms.com, and we have an online payment gateway that you just place your order, you pay using your credit card or debit card, and within one day or two, you will receive your mask using the local cargo companies.
Is there a limited minimum number of face masks that one can order, or do you also provide services to people who are ordering just one face mask?
Yeah, there's no issue ordering just one mask. There's no issue with that. Also, for filters, we do provide with the mask. The mask comes with 30 days filters, so you don't need to buy filters for the first month. After that, you could buy additional filters that is enough for 1 month, for additional 1 month, just for 200 paisa.
So while placing the order for the face mask, they can also place the order for the filters for the rest month. And you saying the first order, the mask comes with 30 days filter. The other filters, Mr. Bassl, is also for 30 days, or it has a limited time period as well?
Yeah, it's a package actually of filters that is enough for 30 days.
Okay. I hope we have actually answered to the questions asked by... Okay, the other person is also asking, like, do they come in different colors, or can you have it like customized, or they are in just one color or shape?
Yeah, the antimicrobial material we are using comes with 3 colors, green, blue, and red. We could use other material, like other filament types, but it will be non-antimicrobial material, and we will lose the major feature of the mask, the antimicrobial feature. So we currently just supplying 3 colors: red, green, and blue for the time.
So people are actually given the option of choosing their personal color, like if they want to go for, there's no difference between the 3 colors, right?
No, but also we have different size. Like we have a size for adults and we have a size for kids, like 9 to 15 years old. We have a different size of mask, so it will be fit for those kids.
My next question was actually going to be about if you produce face masks for kids as well. So for children, Mr. Bassl, the cost stays the same. It's 5 riyal for children and 5 riyal for adults?
No, for kids, it's 3.5, since the mask will use less material and it will take less time to produce this mask. The filter size will be similar, but the face mask, the mask, it will be smaller in size, and we will use less material.
Okay. Moving on, I think we have answered the questions. What other services or products is Atoms Lab offering during the time of COVID-19?
Okay. During the time of COVID-19, we are also using the 3D printers we have with the antimicrobial material to produce door handles. The door handles will be useful for people who don't want to touch the handles of the doors. Like we have different shapes of these door handles that you will put it on the door handle to open the door with your arm, not your hand. So you will not touch the door handle with your bare hands. This is the very important point in catching the coronavirus, touching like surfaces that may have coronavirus on it, and then touching your face. So to minimize such activity, we are printing these door handles that you fix it on your door handle, and then with your arm, you open the door, not with your hands. This is one
Okay.
product we are producing. Yeah, and it will be available on our website.
Sorry, Mr. Bassl, we didn't get the last sentence. You said it will be available on your website when?
Yeah, we will make it available to our clients in our website to online orders by tomorrow.
Okay, so congratulations in advance for the first order that you'll be receiving tomorrow then. Last
you.
thing, I really want to commend here that Atoms Lab is setting such an excellent example in the time of COVID-19, showing other businesses that how important it is to be flexible and to be adaptive. How important do you think it is to actually adapt to new changes?
Actually, adoption of a new technology was the key successful point in the time of the pandemic in our case. So if, let's say, we are not adopting 3D printing, adopting antimicrobial filament, we will not be having this product. So adoption of new technologies and utilizing it to solve the challenges of today is the key of surviving in such times.
Right. Thank you so much, Mr. Bassl, for joining us in today's episode. It was extremely informative to know how the process started and how the company begin the production of 3D face masks. Who would have thought that there would be a day when people would be using 3D face masks?
Thank you very much for having me, and wish everybody safe.
Thank you so much once again. Thank you to all the viewers for joining us in today's episode. We'll be back again tomorrow with more latest updates your way. So stay tuned and keep watching TTV.
You've just heard the live feed from the TTV studios on TFM 95.4. Let's talk.